His body lies lifeless, yet at peace in the medical bay. The hole in his torso patched with foam sealant as doctors and medbots frantically tend to the numerous survivors from the raceway. His heart may be ripped to shreds, but his soul is of the Phoenix, his only hope to survive. This isn't the first time he's died, after all. How did I end up in this position? Genetic experiments in a secret lab buried in an asteroid. A ruined temple on an ice planet. Clowns in hell not once, but twice. A bunch of junkyard dogs and planet-killing explosions. Death in the desert and among the stars. Blue gems turning red and more friends lost. One last race before the end. Monsters from the darkness eating everything. Betrayal by a trusted ally. The only family I've ever known turned to ash. Death and rebirth by the grace of a phoenix. But I do have to thank the relentless medical staff and the technology of the Cavalon Empire for my miraculous recovery. And then, of course, I was thrown in prison for my suspicious connection to not just one, but 2 exploded planets. Not to mention all the demons and the cosmic horrors. Fair enough. And then I bounced around the prison system. Frankly terrible. Until apparently my sentence was up. And here we are. And I had the wonderful opportunity to share my story with you, Lieutenant Waxley. And that is how it all happened. The relatively young military officer you've come to know as Lieutenant Waxley sits across the metal table from you in the cramped interview room of the Janux Sector prison, where you've spent the last 6 months of your life. He jots notes down on his familiar data pad, but his face is contorted in equal parts incredulity and resignation. That was a fantastical story, Pike, but I cannot confirm any of the people, places, events that you mentioned. Is there anything here that's actually true? There's no known technology that can destroy an entire world. And according to my records, the charge that led to your incarceration was trespassing in an inspector station.
Let's be real, Waxley. The Empire's records are anything but well maintained.
Well, that may be true, but do you really expect me to believe anything you've said in the last several hours you've been in here selling this tale?
Whether you believe me or not is not really my concern. You asked for a story and I gave you one. But to be fair, I did get my ass kicked a few times in the slammer, so maybe it's just the brain damage talking.
Well, for your sake, I hope that your skull rattling around didn't impede your ability to bounty hunt. I was able to find records on you, Mr. Starfall. Surprising, considering what a drifter you seem to be. You could be of use to the Empire. I've spoken to my superiors, and I believe that I can get you parole, though you've only served 6 on a 12-month sentence. If you're willing to do one thing, secure a bounty for us.
A bounty? Are you serious?
I assure you, I'm not kidding. Bailiff's offices throughout the sector, probably 24 at this point, have been hacked. Thousands of notes stolen. All attempts to trace this hacker have failed.
So you're saying all I have to do is track down a hacker and get back all of that precious taxpayer money you're so concerned about?
That's exactly right. And bring him in, of course, for questioning. Alive.
And that's it? And then I'm a free man?
if you agree to the terms, we'll commute your sentence to time served. All of your papers and clearance will be reinstated.
What if I refuse?
Should you refuse, you'll simply be brought back here and serve out the rest of your 12-month sentence. And if you violate parole at any time, should you choose to accept this, you will have 3 additional years at it.
I guess that doesn't really leave me a choice now, does it?
I thought you might feel that way. So I called your partner, Rett Indigo. He's on his way here to pick you up.
Well, at least there's that silver lining. I guess I'm in.
I have to warn you before you make this decision. This mission could be extremely dangerous. Deadly, even, from what we know of this bounty. Are you sure you want to accept?
If my luck runs out and I meet my end, that's not so bad, right? Whatever happens, happens.
I have to say, Pike, you're a strange one. I find you intriguing. Do you really not fear dying in the course of hunting?
Why would I? I told you. Wouldn't be the first time. And besides, a wise man once told me that the universe is a song. And that every living thing is a note in the music of existence that echoes through infinity. So when my time is up, I get to return to the harmony and become another irreplaceable part of that grand cosmic melody, the Stardust Rhapsody.
Pike, having taken the deal, you have been officially moved onto parole. You're dressed, you're once again back in your comfortable outfit you were collected in. You feel the comfortable weight of familiar clothes as they wrap around you. You are being escorted out of the prison by a large guard, a Leica. A dog-like person dressed in the imperial wear has you by the elbow as you are once again in familiar territory. A little bag of your other goods that were on you at the time of collection you have in your hand as he moves you through the last doors you know that separate you from, once again, true freedom. As they swing open, at the bottom of the stairs to the prison, you see a familiar sight. Standing there is Rett. come to collect you, as promised.
Has the Leica guard let go of my arm?
Oh, as you get
just
through
let me, okay.
the doors, he'll kind of release you. Just kind of like, as you're moving through the prison system, you're not like
Gotcha.
running wild.
Yeah.
But he's let you go as you move through the doors.
As I'm looking down at the stairs and I see the familiar shape, I'll stick my hands in my pockets and I'll kind of take a deep breath and sigh. And I'll begin to walk down the steps, slowly, not too much in a rush. And as I approach Rett, I look at him, and there's long pause. There's a moment of silence kind of between us, and a small, wry smile will kind of appear at the corner of my mouth, but anybody who knows me would know that it's warmer than usual. And I would say, "Hey, big guy."
Pike fucking Starfall. How the hell are you?
And we'll clasp hands and shake
we'll
real
embrace.
bring it in, and I'll say, I'm doing all right.
You made it in one fucking piece, huh? And they let you keep that thing.
Yeah, and I'll actually hold up my right hand, and there's a little bit of shift in the gauntlet. It doesn't quite fit like it used to. It's a little bit loose.
Yeah, you feel almost as if you've lost a little weight while in prison. The food not to the and you're not accustomed to incredible meals on the hunt, but what you were able to get while you were in prison, you feel a little. You could use a good meal.
They took it, but I convinced them it was just jewelry, and they gave it back upon my release.
Oh, you sly bastard. How was it?
Not great, to be honest with you. Kicked me around left and right. I think the papers got lost at a certain point. I'm not even sure how long I was supposed to be in there.
I told you to be fucking careful when you got scooped up.
All of this over trespassing? I mean, come on.
You know the Cavalon Empire. You fucking look at an officer the wrong fucking way, they'll lock your ass up for a year.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. How's, the ship doing? She alright?
Yeah, no, it's been, a little lonely, but, I got Hank with me. Ship's doing alright. Funds aren't the highest, but that's okay. But hey, I brought your favorite. I'm holding a large bag of carry-out food. Neblonian beef.
Thank God.
With laser peppers.
You have no idea how badly I've been yearning for that.
And the food smells phenomenal to you. It's not just that, but stepping outside, truly not in a small 10 by 10 room. You feel the sunshine hit your face, and that in and of itself almost feels like nourishment. The smells of this town around you. You're on the outskirts, having been bumped around through this prison system. Every outpost seeming like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't know who this guy is. What's he been arrested for? Just passing you to the next person for you to become their problem. You finally find yourself on this outskirts town, finally out of the Genox prison, and you're just drinking in every moment of freedom. 6 months feels like an eternity when you, accustomed to being among the stars, have to live within a small room.
I know their records aren't very good, but I gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
When I got in there, I didn't even tell them my last name.
You didn't even ask your last fucking name?
No, but the last guy I talked to, he knew it.
Wow. I know the records are bad, but I wonder how he found that.
I'm not sure. He offered me a job, and we'll get to that later. There's plenty of debriefing that we have to do.
Yeah, I want to know how you fucking talked your way out of this. As far as I recollect, you still had 6 months on your sentence.
Well, it didn't come without its fair share of ass kickings, I'll tell you that. But I told him a story. Some of it was true, maybe some of it was embellished, and maybe some of it was outright false. But I weaved a good tale.
All right, let me hear it. Just give me the highlights.
Sure. You remember those smugglers we did a few runs with a while back?
Yeah, Kavir and Kaboosh, right? You got them mixed up in all this?
Oh, don't worry. Kavir, he's dead, and I thought his name was Kaboosh, the one with the crazy accent. Yeah, he turned into some sort of eldritch monster.
Wait, was it Kaboosh or Laboosh?
I don't even remember at this point, to be honest with you.
Fucking monster? God, isn't that a little dramatic, Pike?
Yeah, but he seemed to eat it up, and I just couldn't help myself. Oh, and that clown fella that we met a while back. Yeah, he was a part of the crew too.
Why the hell would you tell him that we're working with that Chuckles guy?
Look, the story was getting a little heavy, alright, and it needed a little comic relief.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Oh, you remember Rex? Rex Maxim?
Yeah, that fucking degenerate gambler and showboat?
Yeah, well, I talked him up a little bit. I kind of turned him into this badass cowboy. What? Oh, and it gets much better than that. I told the officers that we grew up together, right? And get this, we had a dad who was a lion named Leo.
A lion dad named Leo? Oh, you've been reading too many fucking comic books, Pike.
Yeah, well, the best part is that he believed it, and don't worry, I tied up the loose ends. They're both dead. Planet blew up.
You know, easy peasy, I guess.
Oh, I should say I did mention Dandy.
What? Why'd you fucking tell him about Dandy?
Look, I understand that was gonna upset you, and I had to. Look, the story was getting to be a total sausage fest, alright? I had to mix it up a little bit. But when it came to Dandy, I fed him total bull, alright? I even whipped up some story about a new Sauric super weapon, alright? They don't even know what the hell they're looking for.
Alright, I trust you, Pike, but now on, let's just fucking not mention her, alright?
I won't. I sent him to the other side of the galaxy, okay? As far as all these people are concerned, what happened, what might have happened, who's to say?
Well fucking done. And you're good. I mean, are you out or... I mean, I heard some things, but I want to hear it from you.
I'm alright. I wrapped the whole thing up, though, with, the classic alibi of me being a famous racer, tons of adoring fans. I couldn't let Rex have all the fun.
What a fucking power fantasy. There's not a fucking chance this guy believed any of this. You know that?
Well, some of them looked at me a little skeptically, but I think most were just happy to get me to stop talking and move on.
Well, look, all that matters is you're out and you're not in there.
So, before we dig in here and get back to the ship, what about money? What are we doing?
Well, I mean, I heard that, here's the thing, the reason why I came prepared with beef is that, a buddy that's pretty deep in the, Cavalon bureaucracy gave me a ring. And he got a word that they were going to offer you a bounty to either commute your sentence or something else. So he gave me a little bit of a heads up. Is that fucking true? They're going to let you just do one bounty and get away with all this?
That's what the lieutenant said. Waxley, I think was his name.
All right, well, my buddy Graff, he swore up and down that this is no easy feat, Pike. What did he tell you about the mark?
Said something about a hacker. Just have to bring him in alive. I mean, this seems like small fish to me. He said it was gonna be deadly, but come on. We're bounty hunters, and they're just enforcement.
Well, what I heard is this hacker goes by the name of Hacksaw. And he's 10 feet tall, 1,000 pounds. Just ripped in muscles and a maul of razor-sharp fucking teeth.
Wait, are you serious?
That's what Graff said. Doesn't seem like the hacking type to me. You know the fucking Saurians. I mean, they're a scary lot.
Look, we got plenty of time to talk about this. I'm starving. Can we get back to the ship? Oh, how's the Sparrow doing?
Oh, she's in pitch perfect shape, and I made sure to give her a tune-up right before I came.
Look, I know we have to get to this bounty, but if we need some cash, if we gotta work up some notes, we'll pick up a few jobs before we get to that one, all right? We'll make it work.
Well, here's the thing. Cash flow is a little tight. I kind of spent the last of our money on carry out here, fueling up and getting things fixed up, and I had to hire some help.
Oh, no.
I mean, we need a crew if we're gonna take out a 10-foot tall, 1,000-pound dinosaur hacker, man!
Rett, it could have been just me and you and Hank like the old days. We would have been fine.
Look, Graf really fucking talked this guy up, okay? I found the best tracer I could find this far from the core worlds, alright? And, he came along with an Esper buddy. And, they seemed like fine, useful gentlemen. And they weren't cheap.
Normally I'd be pretty pissed, but you brought carry out, so I'll forgive you.
Alright, well, let me introduce him to you.
Wait. Before we get back, I just want to say thanks, Rett. It's good to be back.
I'm glad to have you.
I missed you, man.
Wasn't the same without old Pike Starfall. You know that?
All right. Let's meet him.
And I will turn and I will lead Pike holding the bag of food back to the Rhapsody.
Yeah, and we can say that you guys have been having this conversation while walking back
yeah.
towards the Rhapsody. And as these almost like washed stone colored buildings are passing you by, the ability to just stretch your legs and have no one tell you where to go. It's the things you don't appreciate until you've lost them. And you look out as you make your way, you feel the sun, you smell the smells, but the only thing that's hitting your nostrils right now is the smell of that beef and laser peppers coming from Rhett's bag. You walk for about, say 20, 30 minutes until you just hit a bend and the spaceport opens up in front of you. These constructs that stretch across the ground that shift up, just cradling ships that are parked there. And it's at that moment you see, for the first time in 6 months, you see the Rhapsody. You see the Rhapsody in front of you, stretching out, massive, awaiting your triumphant return.
Oh man, it feels good to be back.
Here she is. Pretty sight, huh? Detailers did a pretty good job.
I can't wait. I just want to be home.
A light strikes it, and a glint races across the side as it gleams, looking perfect in the light as you walk up.
I will follow Rett. I will follow his lead.
I'll walk up the gangplank and walk into the ship. And I don't know if Hank would be waiting there for us to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can. Hank is waiting there as you walk up. The board drops down, greeting you as you return. Hank stands at the top of the hangar entrance as you walk up the bay as you walk up the plank into the bay.
He's excited to see you. Look, Hank, Pike's back.
He's jumping in circles as he's leaping and jumping at the sight of you.
Might start howling. He's so excited.
Left-handed pocket, I'll kind of just at the hips, just kind of like hinge lean over, and with my right hand, I'll give him one of these, and you can almost hear the gauntlet kind of jiggling around a little bit around my loose wrist.
You do so, and you can hear it's very faint. It's hard to hear over how happy the exciting noises of Hank celebrating your arrival after so many months.
It's good to see you, Hank.
Yeah, but you notice it for sure as it jingles on your arm.
All right. Oh, hold up. I gotta show you something. Let's go to your room. And I'll lead Pike to his quarters, and I'll hit the button to open the door.
The bay snaps closed behind you as you make your familiar pathway towards the dormitory section of the ship, passing the suite of places that people can stay. You reach your room.
Well, first of all, I cleaned it up, spruced it up. Everything should be nice and in its place. And I met some master of the martial arts, and he told me this was really good for training. And in there is like a stand of this like weird kind of like half wooden, half metal thing that has all of these like holes coming out of it. Apparently that's how he got so good, was basically fighting that thing.
And you look at this room laid out in front of you, Pike, and it's meticulous in its setup. Not a thing out of place. The sheets are made; they're incredibly square, hospital corners. Everything is laid out as if untouched.
I'll hesitate for a minute, and again, I still have this warm smile on my face, which is kind of uncharacteristic. I think Rett might even notice that it's a warmer smile than normal. And I take a few steps into the room, and I'll actually take my jacket off, and I'll toss it onto my bed, and I'll, with my left hand still in my back in my pocket, I'll walk up to this thing, and I'll kind of give it a 2-2, and like test it. And
That's
it'll
exactly
rotate.
what he was doing.
And I'll give
Pike.
a little chuckle and turn around and say, "Thanks."
And even
hold on, let me turn it on real quick. I'll run over. And I'll like hit a button on the back, and all of a sudden it like starts animating, and it starts like chopping back at you.
I'll actually like take a quick step back.
Go on!
It's got a
Be
literal
surprised.
digital display at the top, and a smiley face with two eyes shows up as
Give
it
me the
starts
business,
to
Pike!
strike back at you.
Here we go.
You notice that I almost hesitate, and I kind of take my other hand out of my pocket, and I kind of loosen up a little bit, and as I try to like dance around it and hit it, I don't move quite as fast as I was before. I almost look a little rusty. And after like one or two, and maybe a slight misstep, I'll take a couple steps back and say, I think I gotta warm up, but thank you. This is really great.
All right, I kept you waiting long enough. Let's go eat.
And I'll just kind of silently nod, and I'm gonna leave the jacket on the bed and just try to be comfortable. I feel like I'm like, almost like I've been suffocating in this prison for so long that I'm just happy to like be loose.
Free, be agile a little bit. You take your jacket off, you toss it on the bed. The only thing now that's even slightly wrinkly in this room, as you exit and you head towards, you head down the familiar pathway to reach the lounge area where you'd be able to enjoy a meal.
Yeah, I follow along.
All right. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
All right, so again, just to give you a heads up, right? These fellas, they're nice enough, but they are guns for hire. All right, we're gonna share a delicious meal with them, and I got plenty, so don't worry. But you know, the tracer fella, he does most of the talking, and I don't really know what to say about the Esper. But then we'll get to the door of the lounge.
You're making your way down this kind of like almost hexagonal hallway. Your footsteps clatter. The sensation of truly returning home hits you, Pike. Everything starts to come back kind of as you move. You hit a familiar stride, and really not just the warmth of the sun, but the warmth of this almost just familiar moment. As you approach the door, you can feel the hunger hit your stomach like a punch in the gut when you start to hear voices on the other side of the door as you approach the lounge. And then you walk up and the door swings open, or it extends open in front of you as it cuts in half, moving upward and downward. And in front of you, you see...
Pike, I'd like to introduce you to the finest tracer this side of the Cavalon Empire, Mr. Quibbly Gones, and his loyal sidekick, Gluck Bondo. Fellas, this is Pike!
Well, howdy! It's a pleasure to meet you, Pike. How's it going? It's a pleasure. I'm Quibbly.
Quibbly, you said.
Exactly right, and this here is Glupga Bondo.
Mindy Bargon.
That means he says hello.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you both. I'm Pike.
Your reputation precedes you, sir. I understand that you've been in the Slammer, but Rett has told us a lot about you.
I stop.
Before we continue, very briefly, do you guys want to describe your characters?
Oh, my pleasure. What you would have seen when the doors opened upwards and downwards, you see me with my feet up on the table. What appears to be a large Stetson cowboy hat appears on the top of my head. No dimples, it has an open crown, but you realize very quickly that I am an ammonite. I am part fungal, I am almost a mushroom man, and so the cap of my mushroom head just appears to have this sort of Western cowboy flavor. I wear a vest, and hanging at my hip is what you can see appears to be a large revolver, a laser pistol. I will pull my booted feet off of the table, and that's when I jump up to greet you and shake your hand, as I did.
You see what looks like a relatively large, probably the largest of the crew here, in these strange robes that are clasped by a mechanical collar that glow around my neck, an amphibian-looking creature with 4 arms, with large webbed hands. I have large frog-like lips and 2 eye stalks that kind of look around, as I have 3 little bulb antennae that sprout from my head. And I'm wearing very simple. My clothing is very simple. It's not as dapper and put together as Quibbly's.
There's an awkward pause after you say, that means he says hello.
That means he says hello.
And there's a silence that kind of falls amongst the 3 of us, and I turn.
Look, Pike, it was the best I could do on such short notice and such low funds.
The best you could do no better, my friend.
I'm just kidding.
La llama misto.
Just a joke. And I'll kind of like grimace, like wink at Pike a little bit, like, well, let's eat.
You got
Come
them
on.
laser noodles?
I'll go to the I'll walk to the table at the back of the lounge and put the large bag of food on the table, and I'll start opening it and pulling out, the
Crack
paper
it open, and you spread
containers.
dishes around the table that has the containers of food, inviting everyone to come up and enjoy a meal.
Dichuba Tunaga.
Oh, yeah, well, they don't have longworms, I'm afraid. That's not on this planet.
Dr. Grantug.
The moment that you lay everything out, I stop talking, and I just immediately dive in. And I am, like, shoveling food into my mouth to the point where it's, like, concerning how quickly I'm inhaling this food.
I'd save most of the beef for Pike, all right? I got your laser noodles. I got the laser beef.
Oh, say no more, say no more. I know that look. I've been in them shoes before.
And I heard you like laser rice. Dr. Grantug.
That means yes.
Oh, that's a funny way of saying yes. Here you go. Juba uba. Dig in, fellas. I will have my 4 arms, and I'll be grabbing like a drink. I'll be grabbing all sorts of food and piling up my plate, and I will be devouring it. And I'm going to relish in a large cup of like frothy greenish blue milk as I slurp it down. You see that there's a long tongue that I have that all, as I get like a piece of shortworm, it's not longworm, which is my favorite. It's Bondo's favorite. I don't know if you knew this about me. As my tongue will dart out and happily slurp down the meals.
I would basically eat in silence until we're basically all done, and wait until we are like the meal is winding down before I say anything to anyone else. Basically, I am entirely focused on shoving as much food in my stomach as I can.
Look, I'll keep a kerchief next to me, and I'll be sort of dapperly keeping my long frond mustache clean, sensing that Pike needs time to eat. I don't jump into a talkative mood right away. I respect the moment of enjoying a non-prison meal.
Surrounded by the inner neon lights of the Rhapsody kind of illuminating this room as you all sit down in front of this large spread provided by Rett. You eating very respectfully, allowing Pike to kind of enjoy this space. Glup, you grabbing food very rapidly, and the only person that's matching the rate at which you're reaching for food is Pike, who is just launching out to grab anything within range. And Pike, actually, I'll have you roll a con saving throw for me.
Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Well, con's pretty good. Oh my god! Natty 20. Swear to God, there it is.
Oh, there's no better place than dinner.
It's gonna be a good session. 23 total. 23 total.
You were just launching food down.
Actually, I changed my mind. Can I make that an attack on Bondo?
You were launching food down your mouth. Very funny. And you start to feel a little like you haven't quite eaten in this volume in a long time.
Yeah.
6 months. So you're consuming a massive amount of food.
I'm definitely overdoing it.
You almost start to feel the restrictions of a slightly smaller stomach.
Yeah.
Begging as the edges start to scream out. But,
Please stop.
But you are a master of how your body performs, and you tell your stomach, quiet down. Bob was here to eat, and you just keep shoveling food down your mouth, and you feel totally fine. And you all continue like this, enjoying a nice meal together. As you go through, having whatever conversation you'd like to do.
Now, Pike, I don't mean to interrupt. I can see that you are enjoying that meal there. That's just fine, mighty fine. However, I'm curious, what was it again that put you in them there, Slammer?
Trespassing.
Ah, that is a rough deal, and they were gonna give you a year for that.
At least.
Kumaga.
I'm telling you what.
I'm going to stop again. There's going to be this kind of awkward pause, and I'm going to look to Rett, and I'm going to say, over 6 months in the Slammer, and I almost didn't miss it. But now, and I'm going to turn back and look at the two of them, I think I need a cigarette.
Oh, well, I made sure to stock up, and I'll go and I'll run over to like a drawer or something. I'll grab you a pack and I'll bring it.
I'll fiddle with it, and
They've been waiting
wrap
for
it
you.
Gently, and I'll open it up, and then I'll close the lid, I'll pack it, reopen it, pull one out, stick the other one in my back pocket, because I'm still not wearing my jacket, and then look at them, and light the cigarette as I take a long draw.
I didn't realize this was a smoking facility. If you don't mind, I'll just,
Oh. Dobra tu gasa trombi.
I know. You tell me this every day, and I tell you I quit every day.
Mendia.
Oh my God, they're an old married couple. It's like looking in a mirror.
I don't know what you mean.
And Pike, as you take your first draw, you welcome it. Something incredibly difficult to come across in Janox. And though you made some friends while you were on the inside, still any kind of contraband from outside is an incredibly valuable thing to get your hands on. So this is a welcome return home.
Once this kind of settles in, I'll take a look at our new companions across the table, and I'll say, I was working on another bounty, and I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I got picked up by the wrong people.
Wrong. I hear you. Sometimes you just end up on the wrong side of the bed, and that's, neither here nor there. You're back now, though, and I understand that you're looking for, folks like us, folks who can help you out.
Ronga. So the reason why I settled on Mr. Gones here is that he came highly recommended for finding folks that particularly don't want to be found. And would you say that's your particular skill set, Mr. Gones?
That's very much our specialty, my specialty in particular. I am happy to trace what needs tracing, find what needs finding, investigate what needs investigating. Between me and old Gluppy here, we tend to make a pretty powerful team.
Alright, well, that's good news, because about the only information I have is we're looking for this hacksaw.
Hacksaw. Well, we're about 5 steps ahead of you. I'm happy to tell you that I've been doing some investigating myself after
Chuba.
After Rett tipped me off that we might be looking for him. I started to well, I mean, we don't have to get to business right away unless you want to hear the particulars.
Well, I think one thing I'd like to maybe ask is that we've never worked with an Esper before. And so obviously we know what Espers are, mind powers and all that. Oscar Chisoroka. And so I'm just kind of curious how it all works, and maybe your specific brand of Espen. I'll wave one of my hands, and
And the cloak flows around his arm briefly as he slowly motions with his hand across the two of you.
And I will levitate. One of the cigarettes from your pack will levitate, and it'll levitate out, pull out of the pack, and I will raise another one of my arms, my left lower arm, as it'll raise up, and then I'll go, and there's almost like a small sonic boom, and there's almost like a miniature explosion that is at the tip of your cigarette, and it'll ignite.
Wow, that's Glup holding back. I promise you, he's dead useful in a bad situation.
Well, I guess worst case scenario, he'll make a good lighter.
That's fair enough.
Mi chasa.
It wouldn't be the first time I hear you on that point.
Nalia.
Really?
Me cosa.
Well, I suppose if the weather's right.
Could you pass the space dumpling?
Oh yeah, here you are.
No, thank you. Oh, so anyway, I appreciate the initiative that you went ahead and got started.
Yeah. Tomorrow's too late to start. I wanted to start yesterday.
So, what can you tell us about the hacksaw?
Well, he's a talented hacker, that's for sure. But you have to understand that I have connections. I'm good at knowing folk, and I've started to do some poking around, talking to different bailiffs. You see, all hackers, no matter how talented they may be, they require funds to do what they need doing. You can't just hack your way into food and all that sort of thing. No. So I started to shake a few hands and smile a few smiles, and I found out that there were, after a few donations, evidence of hacking in the various transactions, banks, that sort of thing.
Oh, so what's he doing? Just funneling the money straight from the bank?
Well, there's just the evidence of that. I'm not sure exactly what he was buying, but there were clearly some fraudulent transactions, and I was able to find one in this record over here, find one in this record over here, find one in this record over here. Putting them together, I was able to triangulate a coordinate.
Wait, you fucking know where he is? You have the coordinates?
Well, now let's not get so far. I was able to triangulate, but it wasn't enough, so I had to talk to yet another bailiff. And I was able to find a fourth source. And when I quadrangulated, that's when I was able to find the coordinates.
Oscar Dima!
Exactly right, very effective.
So what you're saying is you have the coordinates?
Yes. Aren't you listening to my story?
All right.
Are we sure that this is all the information we have about this guy?
That's all I was able to find about the location of hacker. There's only one conclusion to draw, and that's that this is the hacksaw.
And that he's 10 feet tall, 1,000 pounds, with a maw of razor sharp teeth.
Yeah, but something doesn't add up to me here. Why would they just let me walk if we bring in some common hacker stealing some notes?
Oh, this is not just a few notes. From what I can tell, these transactions, they are in the thousands, tens of thousands of notes. Of course they'd want to bring them in.
Pechoska Cavallano Kuni.
I mean, exactly to Glup's point.
All right.
I mean, if you skim off the fucking Empire's payroll, won't take too kindly to that.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's no sense in putting off work. I can rest while we travel. Besides, I've done enough resting over the last 6 months outside of the few scraps that I got myself into.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
Which reminds me, if we're looking for more help, there was one individual that was rather impressive back there in the clink.
Oh, you mean a fucking thug in the prison?
Yeah, but she was an actual badass, not like the way I talked up old Rex. She's getting out soon, and she can handle herself.
All right, well, let's keep her in mind. I mean, how soon is soon?
You know, when dealing with them, it's hard to say. I could have been lost in there forever. The point is, I got a good feeling from her.
Sagdari Beskar?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. It sounds like there might be a fifth, assuming that I don't want to make presumptions.
Onki Chesko Dokuli.
I mean, 4 is good, 5 is better.
Regardless of fucking whether we're quadrangulating or quintangulating this fucking thing, we don't have time to wait around for someone to fucking get out of jail. If you got the coordinates on this guy, I mean, who knows how long he's gonna lay low there? He might up and move at any second.
I agree. Time is of the utmost. I propose we go right away.
Mulira.
The world of Pion, exactly correct.
How far away are we from these coordinates, give or take?
Oh, that's up to our navigator.
Hank will come over and feel free to punch in the coordinates. There's a screen right there, some controls below.
Hank takes the coordinates from Quibbly as he goes to his little station. Interfacing with the ship, he inserts the coordinates. You come to find that, and it makes sense. All of this, this hacking, this crime, what Quibbly was able to find of evidence of Haxor getting into these bailiff offices and siphoning notes kind of off the top of incoming currency. It's all triangulated back to a small outpost in the same space sector. So you would infer that you could get there relatively quickly, a couple hours.
Oh, this ain't far at all. Just a few hours.
No, and I actually found the particulars of where we're headed on them there planet.
All right, well, let's finish dinner. Get on our way.
All right. If there's nothing else that we need to talk about before we head out, I think I'm gonna spend some time in my room.
You know what, Pike? I'll allow it. You've earned it. I'm kidding, go on.
I'm just concerned if we're gonna get right to work, I gotta loosen up.
You to Rett's point, I think you've earned a few Z's. Rest up, get limber.
Well, no, I mean, that brings up a good point, right? Like, I hate to, step foot out of fucking prison right onto the ship and we're off on a bounty, but I'm just worried if we wait, he's gonna, escape. Diaz Pachadik.
Time is of the essence.
Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I'm just a little rusty is all. I'm eager to get back to work.
Well, I hope you can keep up. We tend to move real quick.
I think I'll be all right.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Get some rest. You keep hanging beers in the fridge.
Oh!
Head up to the bridge.
You want a little something to drink?
Yes, Kali.
You sure? I mean, we talked about it. You feeling a little dangerous?
Moklima.
Rett, can you fix up old Bondo here a finger of water and water it down with a little beer? He's feeling a mite celebratory.
Gishasa Shata. You know what? I think I can do that. And I'll walk to our little bar that has like a fridge and shelves and stuff.
You do so. Everything, the fridge in your lounge area, everything well, not everything, but in terms of drinks, you keep that well maintained.
And I'll get him exactly that. I will just get one finger of water.
You pour one finger of water,
and then I'll top off the glass with a nice frothy mug of ale.
Oh my fuck.
I'm not gonna get used to
Are you levitating it towards you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just leaves my hand.
Yeah,
Picks it out of his hand.
Rett, you feel this kind of tug in your hand as you're holding on to you prepared it. Beginning to walk over, you realize that you can let the stein go as it starts to move gently through the air to Bondo's outstretched upper right, upper left, lower, all your
I think
arms.
upper left.
Upper
I
left
think upper
arm.
left.
I watch this glass float over to Glup, and then I look around and I say, don't hesitate to call for me. And I'll put out the rest of my cigarette in the ashtray that's sitting on the kitchen table, and I'll make my way to my room.
Chiska Kumi?
Yeah, cheers to a successful bounty.
The super Hakasar! I'll pop a bottle of whiskey and I'll pour myself just a small glass and I'll sit back down with them.
And if anybody looks over their shoulder as I'm walking away during the cheersing, I kind of just give one of these. I don't turn around, I just give like a celebratory like acknowledgement as I continue to my room.
We will sit and we will tell stories for a little while longer and finish our beverages.
I will reach in, once we finish our meal, I'll reach into my robes and I'll pull out a roll of of cloth. And I'll lay them out in front of Quibbly. And you see that there's a wide variety of utensils and spoons of various metal, of various construction, various thickness, and various color, as I roll that out in front of Quibbly.
Yeah, it's been a day. I know. You're more persistent than that digital owl.
Oh my god.
I'll start at a medium.
What? I haven't seen this before, right? Presumably.
No.
I would say
It's very like late night energy. You know?
Oh yeah. 100%.
The walls
Some
have
people
come
have down
down.
already. Yeah.
You've all eaten together. You're comfortable.
Yeah.
I'll grasp one of these thin metal instruments and I'll hold it in my hand. Oh, I'm trying. I'm focusing real hard, Gluppy. I'm trying.
Tuta Yunapachi.
Oh, dang it. I don't know. I'm
Jehua.
Well, I go into the depths of my mind, and then I go into the recesses, and I circle the doubt, as you say. Well, I'm trying.
Quibbly, go ahead and roll a Arcana check.
You mind me asking, Gluppa, what exactly is he trying to do? Solo kunale osapa.
I get a 15.
A 15. We went with what are you trying to accomplish?
I'm
with your
endeavoring
medium?
to follow the psionic mentorship that Glup Bondo is providing me. I am taking these metal instruments, each one of different brittleness and durability, and working my way up slowly up the ladder. I can bend some of the softer plastics at the beginning. That was the initial feat that I was able to accomplish, but I haven't been able to break through level 4. And so I'm trying to push my mind to achieve the same level of psionic power that he's capable of through his training.
With a 15, I'll say that you're able to follow the advice of Glup, and you see the spoon in your mind. And as you struggle and you stress, it doesn't come natural to you. However, you're able to begin to see kind of a wrinkle in the metal at the midpoint of the spoon. As you can't fully bend it, but you're certainly...
You were so right. All I had to do was open my mind.
Tonta Tuka.
And eventually it starts to actually...
Like wilt a little.
Yeah, it's clear that you've been practicing, and it's something that mastery is certainly a long road away, but something that you're kind of beginning to unlock. You're really flexing that muscle.
Well, hot damn, Glup!
Kalusa.
You are a great teacher. Thank you so much.
I slap him with two hands. There's a little bit of amphibious slime that I leave behind.
Yeah.
There's a little.
It's a
layer.
It's a little bit of a wet slap.
Yeah,
as you clap on the back of your pal Quibbly.
Rett, we're just trying to grow ourselves and stay sharp.
I'll admit that's a neat trick. Can anybody do that, or is this a real special thing? Were you born with some kind of powers?
I was never born with it. I once I met Glup and we started talking, he explained that I could open my mind to these powers. I understand anyone could do it. If you wanted to try, I'd be happy to start you off at level 1.
Sutayuna Pachi.
Level 1.
Mekluno Zuronga.
In order to begin, you must focus within.
Juba Uba
right.
no Rumi Duluno.
Where within like my gut?
Within your mind.
Oh, my mind. This is all mines. All right. Okay,
My 3 antennae they've been kind of like flickering. Occasionally they glow a little bit, and they'll kind of glow as the tip of my finger will glow, and I'll reach forward and I'll place my wet finger in the center of your forehead. Megruno. As I will use the guidance ability. As I use my psionic ability to cast guidance.
Rett, roll an Arcana check as well.
I feel even smarter than normal. It's 11.
And guidance is what, 1d4 on top?
I believe so.
Yeah, 24. Yep.
11, 12, 17.
17. We'll say that level 1 is not bending the object in front of you, but just shifting it across the table, getting it to move.
Even just like a twinge.
And it just a little bit. Level 1. It's the most basic thing. Slightly move and a light object. And you focus on what? On within. This is never something you've tried before. It's not something you even remotely come across. But you feel the squelching wet magical touch of Glup as the swamp-like sensation hits your head. And you see this spoon on the table in front of you, and you focus and you try and center yourself, and you reach out with your mind and you try and draw it towards you. And you're not sure if it's a trick of the light or if you're just very excited, but you think maybe drunk. Maybe you're drunk. You seem to think that you've seen just shook ever so slightly. You think it's hard to tell whether or not.
Hey, keep the ship steady. I moved it. I swear I saw it.
I'm intently. My eye stalks are like looking very intently as I watch the spoon.
Normally, I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
Normally, as you focus on the subject in front of you, your eye stalks are shifting around, capturing some of your environment for total awareness. But as Rett attempts this move, your 3 additional eye stalks, 2 additional eye stalks, all focus, as well as you looking, all focus directly on the movement that's happening in front of you.
Rett has the gift.
Nobita.
Well, perhaps not.
Kenwanga. Maybe one day I'll be an Esper yet.
I'm starting with simple goals. I just want to get rid of my lighter and be able to light one of my cigarettes. But I've had greater aspirations beyond that, and I'm sure in a few years with Glup's training that we'll be able to get there.
Well, as long as you do your tracing and you leave all the Espin to him,
I may be a beginner in this, but I am an expert in tracing. And I pull out my massive pistol, and I start to take it apart. I start to take it apart, and I pull all the shells out, and I start to give it a clean and make sure that everything's good and safe. And well, you can never be too prepared.
I'd like to remind you, Mr. Goons, that this bounty is alive.
Oh, right? Well, certainly. But if you don't think... Exactly right. Haxer is going to defend himself. We have to be prepared for anything, wouldn't you agree?
I knew me.
No, I mean, I'll have my weapons on me as well. I just wanted to remind you, don't aim for the face.
Yeah, the knees only kind of operation.
You got
my solemn promise.
All right. I'm going to go get us this hacksaw fella. Y'all keep enjoying yourselves, all right? Don't have too much fun without me.
So
I'll
long.
Stumble up the stairs.
One final clink of glasses as you you wind down your celebration. Brett, as you stumble up the half steps up to the cockpit of sorts.
The bridge, so to speak.
The bridge, thank you. Riding a little bit of that high of, did I move that spoon? I swear
I saw it.
Yeah, exactly. And you're feeling good as you kind of walk in. You take your seat. You know that Hank's kind of plotted this course that Quibbly was able to quadrilaterate. And you set the Rhapsody on a course, blasting off.
I'll sit down and I'll look at Hank. And I swear, Hank, he also somehow knew that I had a dead great aunt. And that she had a husband. What are the fucking odds of that?
He's a little tipsy. Rhett's a little tipsy.
I'm punching the chords.
You mistype the chords a little bit. You have the backspace. And you fix it up. You get the chords punched in.
I'm just glad Pike's back. I want to celebrate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. The spirits of the Rhapsody are in an all-time high.
Yeah, it feels
in the
like back
last
to normal.
6 months,
That's right.
you've been, for a lot of that, on your own, right? And only up until recently were you able to secure the company of Glup and Quibbly, but there is really no substitution for having Pike on the ship, and so everything is once again kind of feeling a little bit back to normal. You're retaking that, and you begin to set the ship on the way, or certainly the coordinates are punched in.
Yeah. I'll start flying us.
Quibbly and Glup, you continue to celebrate. You wind your night down.
We have a long and detailed conversation.
We can RP that.
I think we have to RP that.
I'm going to wave one of my arms at one of the not the medium, but one of the denser, more heavier alloy spoons, and I'm going.
Well, you know I can't do that, Glup.
And I'll drop it. Kolukunawa.
I'm telling you, I can barely move forward.
Kawinawa.
You're such a good cheerleader. All right.
Agua Duka.
All right. Now hold on. I'm gonna give it my all.
Hey, Chuba. My finger glows again, as do my antenna. No, la gufo no.
And you've done this before, and you've offered this additional support to Quibbly.
Oh.
And there almost seems to be like this kind of a familiar resonance as you go to embolden him to accomplish his task.
What the fuck is going on here? You multi-classing? What is this shit? Secrets.
I didn't think I could, but well, maybe I can.
Chew up on key.
I'm going to attempt to bend the level 9 spoon.
The level 9 spoon? Roll another Arcana check.
Nope, that's
Cox.
I cannot bend it, even with guidance, which is
Damn.
going to get me a 12.
Wow.
13. It's not
Damn, good try.
You see this level 9 heavy alloy spoon in your mind, and you reach out with this mental power. You can feel the cheerleading support of Glup as his hand almost kind of forms with yours as you grip around it, and you can feel not the spoon in the hand that you're holding it with, but you can feel the spoon in your mind hand, and you push and form and force, and the tension, you can feel the strength of this spoon, but hard as you might, it's like ripping open a door where the lock just is bolted shut, and you can't quite bend this one, but you feel like it's within your grasp.
My powder blue eyes will flash yellow for a moment as I stress, but I can't. I'm sorry, Gluppy. I'm tired or something. I don't got it. There is a spoon. I know.
Dr. Gratuga.
Well, we're gonna keep on working on it, all right? I'm not perfect. I'm no
Jaja Inoga.
no Bondo, but I do all right.
Toga.
Well, you wanna try shooting my pistol? Is that what you wanna do?
Misoga.
Oh, all right. But I just cleaned it, and I'm gonna have to get all of your gummy juices off of it afterwards.
Oh my god! The pistol floats in the air, suspended in front of him as it twists and moves.
I'm going to hold it midair, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to find something to shoot at.
Roll an investigation check.
That would be. Is that a 7? That's a 7. It's a 7. Hold on. Investigation.
This is gonna end well.
Investigation. That'll be a 9.
You look around the room, and on the other table in the slightly seated lounge area with the wrapped couch, right in the center, there is a what looks like almost like a metal worked kind of like it was intended to be a bouquet, and it didn't quite land on floral. It was really a crude attempt at something homey, almost to just kind of seemingly pass the time, and that's what you see.
I'm going to levitate it, and I'm going to try to aim it with my mind.
Now remember, the sight and the end of the gun, they need to line up. It's easier when you're using your hands. I don't know why you're doing it like this. All right. What? Aim for that thing right there.
And I'm going to try to aim and with my mind pull the trigger.
Roll an attack roll.
Okay. I don't know what the. I'm not proficient in that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be proficient.
Okay.
I think you're gonna be okay. It's 6 feet away.
Oh no, I don't think so. So if we're just maybe adding just my charisma mod.
I would say you're using your. Well, I think you're using your ability to operate the gun. I'd say you could add your proficiency.
Okay. So then that would be 10 plus. What's my proficiency at this level? 2.
Yes.
Then 10 plus 15.
15. With a 15, you warble this Quibbly 6-shooter between you, almost like lining up a pool shot. You have the gun in between. Your sights are set on this thing in the center of the table, and with a quivering warble, you pull the trigger back with your mind, and the blaster fires off. And we'll say strikes the left half of this metalwork on the table in front of you, and cuts a Swiss cheese size hole out of the size piece of it. As you don't hit it square on, but you do clip it.
That wasn't too bad. I think you need to use your hands next time, and I think that you probably shouldn't have had all that water. But that wasn't too bad.
Mulaka no soli.
Nope.
I'm going. I am going to let out a small scream as if you've ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender and Sparky Boom Man, or in Korra of the Woman, basically just this almost concussive like sonic boom of psychic energy. I will attempt to pinpoint and explode it.
And like the remaining of the sculpture.
In your frustration, you send out this mental blast, and you can't see it visible to the eye, but somewhere at the halfway point in between you and that work, there is a little bit of like almost a sensible crackling as there's a poof in the room, and the metalwork explodes into shards. And splits around.
Damn, Gluppy. I hope that wasn't expensive.
All of a sudden, you hear boots stomping down the stairs, like when your parents hear you in the basement too loud.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly. Hey, what the hell's going on down here?
Oh, nothing. We're just playing target practice. We're making sure we're prepared for the coming bounty.
Batisa Murashani. You fucking destroyed it.
Oh, yeah, well,
Did you?
Yeah, this hunk of metal?
This was given to me by someone very special.
You prepared Minden, didn't you?
All right, I think it's time for bed. Take a walk. Both of you.
All right, I suppose it's time for me to hang my hat. Oh, wait, I'm an Ammonite.
How long are you ready to do that?
Honestly, this second.
You'll hear kind of my gut, and then I'll stop, and then I'll turn as my my antennae kind of glow and flicker, and then dull back down. As I'll raise two of my arms on my right side, and I'll scratch myself with my other two arms. My side. Yeah. I'm itching, and so then I'll return to whatever temporary quarters I have as well.
Yep.
Once they're gone, I will collect the pieces of metal, and I'll sort of look at them, and I'll walk over to my desk at the side of the lounge, and I'll open a drawer and just throw them in there, and I'll close it. And then I'll just sort of silently walk back to the table, and I'll take the carry-out bag that's now empty, and I'll start taking the trash, and I'll start collecting it, and just sort of silently and, kind of contemplating the sort of new reality as I throw the trash away and continue piloting.
Never wanting the Rhapsody to be out of sorts, you clean up this, you clean up the mess, and you're careful to care for these metal pieces as you don't throw them out, but keep them in a drawer in a space specific to you, and you throw out the dinner that has been significantly that has been absolutely cleared, not a scrap of leftovers for. Maybe it gets a little stuck on your hands as you go to throw out.
Spicier than last time.
Pike, you have you've in parallel. You've made your way back to your room, retracing the steps you've just taken as you've come from there to head to dinner. And you walk hands in pockets as you reach a very familiar port.
Yeah, and to keep it relatively brief, I would. Oh, okay.
Stardust Rhapsody!
Blue milk this.
Yeah, we blue milk this shit. This is Stardust Rhapsody.
I never ask you for anything.
After I bid everyone farewell,
Yep.
Hands in my pockets, I walk back towards my quarters on the Rhapsody, and my head is kind of pointed downwards, not hung low, but pointed downwards, and a little bit of a forward slouch as I move forward. I get back to my room, and I take a look. I take a moment to take the cigarettes out of my back pocket, toss them onto my bed, and just kind of take everything in and really understand that this will be the first night that I'm not sleeping in a cell with other people, or maybe the hold, right? Maybe some sort of awful temporary solitary for getting in one too many fights, right?
And you feel this sensation kind of in your back almost, where even in those moments where you found a comfortable place to lay, you always had this on guard sense of can I sleep peacefully, surrounded by these people. You know? And so even this almost you're worried that the bed is going to feel too comfortable after so much time not having had one.
The entirety of the time that since I've been released, I have made an extreme conscious effort to not reach for my right wrist. Even though with every movement, everything that I do, I can feel it slightly moving. When I get in my room, I'll actually remove it, and I'll toss it onto the bed as well.
You do so.
And then what proceeds to happen is literally the opening sequence from Cowboy Bebop, where I'll take off my remaining t-shirt, and I'll put on some sort of a martial arts kind of baggy pants, and meditate for a good 30 minutes as I'm just trying to take it all in and focus on my breathing and concentrate. And then I try to fire up this training device, this dummy, this punching bag almost, that Rett has assembled into my room, and it is clumsy at first. And as I'm working and I'm trying to pick up the speed, I'm beginning to sweat and I'm working hard, but anybody who might be passing by the door would hear uncharacteristic, under my breath, cursing as I'm getting frustrated, as I've clearly, my abilities have atrophied a bit in prison. Not awfully, but enough where it's frustrating, and I'm not quite at the strength that I was at. And I'm using this opportunity to just kind of try to remember the motions and just get back into the swing of things, because I know what lies ahead. And I do that for maybe an hour or two, not very long, hour and a half. And before I'm ready to throw in the towel, and I there is a towel there, and I put it around my shoulders as I take a minute to breathe deep, and then light a cigarette, and just walk to maybe a window in my room as I gaze out into the galaxy and just take it all in and enjoy it for what it is, with this melancholic sense of returning.
Roll both an athletics and acrobatics check for me.
Okay.
Tell me which one's which.
The athletics is going to be a 16. The acrobatics is going to be a 16. The athletics is going to be a 20.
You find yourself in front of this, and you watched Rett flip it on excitedly. A gift to welcome you home and to get you caught back up to speed. You've only been free for a couple of hours at this point. You've enjoyed a delicious meal with at least one friend and other people who were in attendance. And you find yourself kind of squaring off against this thing, understanding from the conversation that very little rest is coming and no time off. And you are working to break some of that rust off, see where you're at, sharpen some of your skills. And the structure in front of you, this targeting mechanism, training mechanism, whirs to life, and it starts to spin, and it operates at different speeds. So it's sometimes throwing slow jabs at you, sometimes throwing fast ones. And you're training in this way for about 30 minutes to an hour. And at the start, it's difficult to match pace with it at times. What would have felt like extremely easy and normal for you to catch a blow and stop it without moving. In the beginning, you're a little late to a punch that's coming, and when you block it, it moves your arm slightly. And you go in this format, and even at a time, one gets through your block entirely and maybe just taps you on the chest. And in frustration, maybe noticing just a little bit of that edge has come off. But after about an hour of training, you block one of these strikes that comes in, and you're a little late to the block, but it doesn't move your arm back this time. As you start to kind of feel as though you're finding some of your movement, and you move to the window. You take a break. You towel yourself off. At this point, you've absolutely worked up a sweat, regaining some of these abilities. You light that cigarette, and you move to the closest window to look out at the expanse in front of you.
After just taking it all in for a while, I would probably be ready to get some rest, having a full stomach and having worked up a little bit of a sweat, and just try to get back into the swing of things. And I would eventually lay down on my bed to rest, whether I fall asleep or not, until I hear the call that we've arrived.
And you do so. You were able to fall asleep, and though it's almost difficult to find comfort immediately, because it's just so different from where you found yourself in the last 6 months, you're able to eventually kind of fall into this peaceful moment and drift off. And anybody doing anything else before we?
No, I'd
Punch
be,
off?
I don't think I'd stay up all night, right? If we're gonna like fly through the night, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would stay up a little late and then go get some rest before we get there.
I would. Oh,
At this point, Rett, with the coordinates punched in, you can easily put the ship on a direct path towards it, and you feel confident that you'd be able to step away and get what closely resembles a full night's sleep before arrival.
I would go, if there was any kind of bathtub equivalent or some sort of tank, I would go, and even with the robes on, I would fill it up, and I would slide in and be completely submerged in the water, and my eye stalks might kind of like occasionally jut up out of the water and look, as then after I've soaked for probably about an hour, I will walk into whatever chambers I have, and I will cross my legs, and with my forearms out in various positions, I will just meditate, and I'll let out a. I will levitate off the ground just a few inches, and will just meditate and not sleep.
And you do this, you're able to find a space where you can comfortably take a bath, your stalks peeking out of it. You make your way to your room, relatively Spartan, not a lot of possessions within it. The only things seen on the table near you, just similar rolls to what Quibbly was using earlier. And you levitate and you meditate on the rest of the journey as you approach the destination.
I would have found sleep right away, and I'm a good napper, so I don't need a lot of space. So wherever the accommodations have been afforded us during this bounty, as a gun for hire, I keep my gun at my side and I lower my cap and I attempt to get a few winks.
And you do so. You've all been provided rooms by Rett. There's plenty of space on the Rhapsody to have your own space. You make your way into it, and you're able to fall asleep, also in preparation of getting just a little bit of rest in front of what's to come next. Rett, you punch in the coordinates to Pion that provided to you by Quibbly, and with that ahead of you, the Rhapsody blasts off on its journey, heading straight for where you believe Haxor to be hiding. So you all retire to your rooms for the night. As Rett, you punch in the coordinates to the Pion system. The Rhapsody launches off into space as it makes its way forward. You can feel the pull of the movement as each of you rests in your bed. Pike fast asleep, Quibbly starting to nod, maybe even sitting in a chair with your feet up comfortably. As everyone senses that the journey has truly begun. As you begin to rest, to awake in the morning, you will know that you are now very close to your target destination as the planet begins to pull into view. You have moments to collect anything or do anything as you'd want as you get ready before you will begin to touch down. Or at least before Rett, you'll begin to make the decision whether you'd like to touch down or take a lander onto the surface.
Yeah, once we're there, would you say it's been like we've gotten a decent rest?
Oh, I would say everyone at this point has experienced a long rest for sure.
Great.
Mechanically, not that
mechanically,
I mean, yeah.
do that.
Let me take a look. I think I'm good.
Oh yeah, if you've not experienced a long rest since
Well, I mean,
yeah,
new character sheet.
yeah, take your long rest.
All right. I would go down to the lounge, and there will be a sci-fi looking Mr. Coffee, bubbling and hissing and spitting.
Yeah.
And I'll be at my desk that's down there, and I will have, printed out some whatever information that I had gotten from Graph and from my good friend Mr. Gones here, and just sort of reviewing it and just making sure that I'm as ready as I can be while everyone else is sort of getting ready to kind of.
Do we discuss where Haxor is?
We knew that.
I've only revealed that I've tracked them to the world of Pion, but I've not described more.
The Pion system.
The Pion system. Yeah. You have the information at your hands that
one of the same. Got it.
you can absolutely review over your morning coffee as this cartridge gray coffee machine in front of you as it percolates the perfect
cartridge gray.
cup
Nice.
of coffee that you pour out. You review the papers, a collection of information received from Quibbly as well as Graph, your contact, and you see kind of what's ahead. There's not much to note on the world in front of you except for an abandoned drone factory. Many years ago, possibly even centuries, it was under the control of the Ivo Corporation. But it was abandoned because of some of the materials that they had made the decision to work with at that time. You see references to Dodongonite in your intel. Again and again as something that was abandoned. And it seems as though, from what Quibbly was able to find, that
Triangulating,
quadrangulating the signals back to the drone facility itself. And so you get the sense that your target is holed up there. But with what they were working on, anything that might be still functional, you would also get the sense that landing anywhere necessarily near it might give you away as that you've approached. Or you're on the trail and the hunt. And once again, Haxor has been described to be extremely deadly, dangerous, capable. And you would get 10 feet tall, razor teeth, and you get the sense that if you were to play your hand, be detected, he would be extremely prepared for your arrival.
So it would be obvious that we're not just going to take the Rhapsody down to the fucking facility and just land.
You would not want to hover over the drone factory and para-jump into the into the factory below. You'd want to land. You would assume that you would infer that you would want to land a little bit, probably several miles away, and maybe not even drop the Rhapsody itself. Maybe take your party bus, your lander down to the surface.
I'll walk into the living area. You got another cup of them bean juice for a fellow journeyman?
There's a whole pot right there. Help yourself.
Oh, well, thank
Loves
you.
her in the
I don't
cabinet.
mind if I do.
It's shortly after you pour a cup that I would join, dressed and ready to go, and just morning.
Morning.
And I'll
Nakapulaba.
pour myself a cup as well.
I'm gonna pour maybe a third of the cup filled with coffee, and then I grab the blue milk, and I just fill it all the way up to the top. It's like a slightly darker, slightly
Blue
dark-
latte.
Yeah.
One finger of coffee.
Yeah, one finger of coffee, and then the rest is with blue milk. Yep. And I get a blue milk mustache. On my.
And it drips down your tendrils as it fully forms all around your face.
I brewed the blonde roast for you, because I know you like that stuff.
Thank you.
Is that there, out the window? Is that Pion, in the Pion system?
Yeah, we're in its orbit right now, but I'm thinking, based on the research I've been doing here, and you'll see there's a monitor in front of me, and I have a little mouse, and I'm typing with 2 fingers. I'm I just Googled Pion system. I'm seeing the results. It's Google from 2001.
So the good times.
Yeah, the good times.
You dog
just
piled
a
up.
blank screen with a single search bar.
Ask Reeves.
I have a feeling if this fella's as cunning as we think he is, we can't bring the Rhapsody down there. So I think we take the
Nikipuermo?
The dropship, you mean?
basically what I'm trying to say is I haven't determined if my personal vehicle will also act as our landing vehicle, or if it's going to be a separate ship.
We never
It should
discussed
be-
that.
Well, no, I know. We haven't made that determination yet.
Oh,
but
well.
I think for now we'll just say the bus.
Okay.
I call it the bus for
Don't
short.
forget to hit down arrow to
It
thank
has a different
the
name.
bus driver.
Don't make a Wikipedia page. Yet,
That's very funny.
You watch your ass.
You know, Rett, I'm pretty fast, but those wiki folks are faster.
I know. I'm trying to cut it off in the past, if you know what I mean. All right, Hank, you keep an eye on things right up here. Let me know if, anything comes out of FTL, close enough here. But I think we should be fine. This is remote as hell.
Now, when we get down there, we're looking for an abandoned factory. All right, everybody? I did the quadrangulating, and I believe that the abandoned factory was an old drone manufacturer.
That's what I found here in my printout, that Ivo Industries.
Ivo Industries is exactly correct. They failed their inspection and, I guess, their charisma checks. And they've been empty for a few weeks now. I'm guessing that's where Haxor's holed up.
Only a few weeks? So
No.
how abandoned are we talking?
Well, it's just shut down until they can, talk to the right people, I assume.
You recall, Quibbly, that it's been abandoned for more than several years.
Oh, my apologies.
I Googled here, and it says maybe even centuries.
All right, I take it.
Decades. I mean, I don't know if you can believe everything you read on the hypergrid, but as far as I'm concerned, it says it right here on my screen.
So how abandoned is my point.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. We have to be prepared for anything. If it's still operational, then we need to be on our guard.
Kasha Shata?
No, I think that it's pronounced Dodonite.
Ah, Milan Kanuna. All right, here it says Dodonganite.
I thought it was Dolomite at first, but again, them Googles, they can be real tricky.
It's not very clear. But I wrote it down right here. It says right here on my piece of paper here. I couldn't find much info on it. I guess, what did I find out about Dodonganite?
You, through a cursory search on 2001's Google, you have uncovered that Dodonganite was many, many years ago, previously, a power source that was not widely used, but used enough. But it was generally abandoned for being a little too unstable.
Got it. Some kind of unstable mineral or fuel source or something. I don't know if that's the reason this was abandoned, or if just factory just wasn't working out.
I think it probably had something to do with the safety inspections. If there were explosions or danger in using that mineral, I imagine that might have been the... Well, that was what was alluded to me when I used Ask Gives.
Kanawana, Tuga, Imperial regulations.
I'll tell you what, they're the worst. They're the worst.
You're preaching to the choir there, Glove.
You're saying explosive materials.
Possibly. I can't say for sure. There's very limited information. As you saw with the confusion about how much time has gone by since this place was actually abandoned.
Is he gonna be all right down there?
He is an explosive material. He's going to be fine anywhere.
Chiba? He's good at what he does. Look, I know that there's stories about
Topa
Espers.
Hunka?
Now you made him upset, Pike.
You making him a little upset with your generalizations there, sir.
Utapau.
Are you going to take that back?
All I'm saying is we need to make sure we understand each other and we're all on the same page. This is a job, after all, and a dangerous one, apparently.
This Haxor is certainly a threat, and he probably set up traps for anyone who might come sniffing around. We're gonna have to be prepared for that.
Well, I think we go down on the transport. We land far enough away, going on foot, stealthy as we can. I have to imagine that if he's worth his salt at all, he's gonna have cameras or checking his perimeter, unless he just thinks that he's so remote no one's ever gonna find him.
Let's better err on the side of caution. I agree. Stealth in and see if we can make our way past any potential defenses. I'll keep my eye out, and it's a good eye for that one. But if any of you see anything, you call out.
Quickly roll a history check for me.
Unfortunately, I am proficient in them. I get a 16, but I get a +6 because I get to use my wisdom score as a tracer for this purpose.
Nice.
Oh, let's
Is a
go!
22.
Wow.
Damn. Okay. All right.
So you have spent a long career hunting hackers. This is your specialization.
Yes, sir.
What to expect and what you assume you'll run into is something based on the evidence that you've found so far. You've pieced together. You've seen hackers like this before. Think that they can't be found. They're so good. They never leave a trace, but they always sign their work, right? And it's the type of a person who's going to hole up somewhere and believe that nobody can find them. Nobody has the intelligence, the knack, the ability to reverse their trail, right? And they might have defenses, something like that set up. Certainly, it won't be unguarded, but this is a person that is maybe arrogant, even in the sense that their hiding is absolute.
We what he said.
Well done.
Oh, I see it right here. Ask Geese. Wow, I'm gonna switch. How do I bookmark this?
I mean, Luff's always trying to convince me to use Alta Vista, but I don't care for it.
My dog pile.
Like a pile. Like a pile.
Here's the thing. This hacksaw, he's thinks he's real tricky. He thinks he's real smart, and he is when it comes to using computers and such. But he forgets about the strength of real hardware, real elbow grease, if you get my meaning. And so we're gonna probably sneak right up on him as long as we keep our heads about us. All right?
All right.
Understood.
Now you just make sure you're careful too. All right? I'm just saying that we don't want a repeat of last time. I know that wasn't your fault entirely, but I want to make sure that we are on the same page. I just wanted to say it the one time, and then I'll let it go.
Don't look at me that way.
Well,
Bagon.
this should be interesting to say the least.
All right, load up.
Is that the seatbelt or is that your pack?
That's my.
I was just wondering.
Instead of just getting up from the captain's chair, you all gear up and you take the things you would want on a bounty hunt. You make your way together down the familiar hallways to the hangar bay, where you see in front of you the drop ship, the bus, as Rett calls it. Looks like a minivan with no tires. As everyone,
I'm imagining it also kind of looks like the Razor Crest from Mandalorian season 1.
Oh,
yeah, a little bit.
Cool.
Little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little
Cooler.
Little bit.
Cooler than the
But
Razor Crest from
size-wise,
Mandalorian season.
Size-wise, I think is appropriate.
That's
Yes.
what I was
Yeah.
thinking in terms of like size.
Everyone piles into it as the Rhapsody hangs in just in orbit of the planet, outside of any kind of what you would assume would be kind of ground radar detection of a ship approaching the surface. You hang just outside of any range you might be worried of there until the bus drops out and begins to make landfall. You're soaring down as the reverse gravity engines kick in as you approach, and what is normally on any other ship would be a relatively rocky, kind of vibration type ride for the engineer and what craft Rett has been able to bring hand. When the gravity engines kind of kick in, you almost make this kind of like smooth landing as you come in. Still turbulent, but definitely an expert craft made by an expert craftsman. As the bus makes landfall on Pillion.
All right, we're down. I'm gonna leave the tracing up to you.
I'll lead the way. You just follow my mushroom cap head.
You don't have to keep saying it.
It's unmistakable.
I know, but we know that you have a mushroom cap head.
I know, I just like to say it. It's my most proud feature.
I look down. My eye stalks will like blink. Is that why you keep touching it?
Yeah.
Oh God.
He keeps doing the classic rim and snap, you know.
I will wait for the ramp to fall down, and then I will start to enter the planet. I enjoy the gravity being exactly the same as everywhere else, and I enjoy the atmosphere being exactly the same as everywhere else. And
Actually,
then
you were killed instantly by the brutality of the atmosphere. As it turns out,
Thank the gods. Let's get the fuck out of here, Rett.
Nice try. I guess you're on the run, Pike.
the gravity is so strong that it actually rips your cowboy hat from your head, almost decapitating you.
great.
You do enjoy the
I
same.
portobello
atmosphere,
out, and then I
What the hell?
no, I get real serious, and I look and survey the wilderness. What are we looking at? Do we see the abandoned factory in the distance, or do I have to make some overland travel about this?
You are faced with roll a perception check for me,
19.
or investigation, whatever's more relevant. To
21 or 19.
Okay. You look out, and what you see in front of you, the world of Pillion, this is kind of a rocky, outcropping kind of space. It's not just flat ground that runs forward ahead of you. But what's strange is out of all these sections, these almost beautiful flowers are blooming even out of this incredibly hard rock surface. And they're tinges of kind of like this fade of light blue that bubbles up into this deeper blue as 4 petals weep out in almost like a falling motion. They have these strangest tinges of orange at the edges of the petal. And you'll see out also as you're looking at them is these much larger than you would consider a traditional butterfly. These butterfly-esque creatures flying around and big membranous wings that are almost clear in terms of coloration with these deep blue bodies. Big kind of like black eyes that seem not like that kind of golf ball style eye, but almost broken into like quadrants as you look at them. You see one fly over to a close by flower and it lands for a moment until the flower gently, the petals wrap up and around it. For a brief moment, you don't see what occurs inside, but the flowers... after a moment, the flower releases, and the petals fall back down, and the butterfly floats away. But the wings now sheen with this deep kind of like neon orange, similar to the edging of the to the coloration at the edge of the petals of the flowers. You don't immediately see the factory off in the distance, but as you look out at this ground ahead of you, though it's not flat and it's not incredibly easy overland travel, you do kind of start to make what you seem feels like almost a path through the flora that might have been for movement. towards what you would assume would be a factory, or the destination you seek.
Anybody ever been on Pion before?
Kasuba? Never heard of it.
I'm going to just make an assumption and assume these butterflies aren't going to grow razor-sharp teeth and start, swiping at us. But be on your guard.
Am I able to sense any kind of sentient psionic energy coming from these? Do I feel like they might be a good little treat?
Roll a.
Concerning.
Roll a. You can roll either an investigation yourself or investigation or Arcana. Whichever you think would be more applicable to kind of what you're using to attempt to discern this.
That'll be a 20.
Oh, a 20. These.
Wow.
And you're asking about the butterflies or the flowers?
Yeah, the butterflies.
The butterflies.
Yeah.
And you see a collection, they're not like swarming, but they're definitely like throughout the flowers, you see a similar sight of these relatively beautiful butterflies landing on these flowers. They gently caress for a moment, and then the butterflies kind of begin to float away with this orange emboldenment. And with a 20, you definitely get the sense that there are mental energies within these creatures that would what did you ask specifically?
Do I feel like there is perhaps a stronger psychic, as far as all of the psychic energy that is through the galaxy? Do I feel like, and I know that some species and some creatures and some practices, espers particularly, are able to kind of have a stronger source of that. I've been training Quibbly in that, and there's some creatures that are able to do that. I'm just basically I've encountered a new life form I haven't encountered.
Yep.
I'm trying to see, is this something that might be a stronger source, or more so than just it has a mind because it's surviving. I just am trying to see if it is uniquely psychic.
So
in any way.
I would say with a 20, you get the sense that it is not uniquely psychic in any way beyond the fact that it has a mind and it exists to survive. Though, with a 20, though you don't necessarily get this mental resonance, you do pick up from some of them hints of a sort of unusual power.
How close are they to me?
You're probably, they're floating around. I'd say probably 40 feet.
Okay. As we are we all leaving?
I'm leading the way, and I'm starting to find the path through these rocky outcroppings.
That was also going to be my question, kind of like the way that we're walking. Obviously, we're following Quibbly.
Yep.
I assume that Glup is kind of near you. If possible, if it's not weird, I would definitely want us two to be behind you, following the two of you. Not super far away, not in a suspicious manner of any kind, but I would definitely, if we talked about it, volunteer to be like, I'll take up the rear.
I don't think that we would just, I would be following, you're the tracer,
I
would be at your side.
I'm absolutely just...
So we're kind of like 2 and 2.
Yep.
Perfect. Slightly staggered.
I was bought as the expert, and I'm leading like the expert.
Perfect.
Yep. Quibbly was intended to be the tip of the spear, and so he moves at the front. Glup with him, and this is kind of like what equates to a relatively difficult hike. You're not necessarily climbing through things, but you definitely at moments have to make your way through some very Judd-esque rocky terrain, all the while surrounded by these beautiful flowers, and you're really at moments overcome by this pleasant floral scent as you make your way. I would say that you're able to navigate for what would be probably about an hour and a half before you, not too far in the distance, but you're able to kind of crest a ridge, and in front of you, you start to see what you know at this point to be the abandoned drone factory.
what I would have liked to have done is,
Oh, please.
I'll
Yeah.
walk, and basically I'll be, I'll have my robes, I'll have each of my arms folded in kind of these baggy sleeves, and as soon as one of these large butterflies, if there's a sense of source of power there, I would like to focus on its mind, and you'll see me raise maybe like 3 hands, and I'll go. And I will attempt to perhaps explode its head, and as I will attempt to do that.
Roll an attack roll.
As Space Buster says, I endeavor to glove its mind.
You endeavor to glove its
Yes,
mind.
of course. Well, I would endeavor to do that.
His spell attack.
Yes.
Oh,
Baby.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
hold on.
that mind is about to get really glubbed.
Yeah.
It's just like alchemy, deconstruction, reconstruction.
This is a new.
Also, someone.
I'm on my Chuckles character sheet. Sorry.
That's actually brilliant.
That's a 23.
Yeah, roll. What's your damage die? Roll damage.
Clinky.
McClunky.
That'll be 6 points of psychic damage.
6 points. The closest butterfly to you at this point is one with pretty vibrant, now orange wings. And you reach out and you glup its mind, and you get in there. And for a moment, you get in there, and as it's flapping, it turns and kind of looks at you, and you have this slight, almost harmonic sensation, and then you glup its mind, you crush its mind.
And I do, and I effectively am dissolutioning its mental energy into an essence that I can then harness.
You do so, and you dissolution its mental energy into an essence you can harness. And as you accomplish this, and you kind of like, almost just like kind of like slight energy charge as it expends. And it limply in the air, like gets this kind of strange look. It can't blink, but you can tell something in the eyes. It falls limply to the ground, and as it lands, it for a moment
about the alchemy thing.
For a moment, it crackles until it bursts. And about 20 feet away from you, there's this very small, contained. Like explosion as it crackles on the ground.
How loud is this?
Yeah, do we see this?
Yeah, do we notice this at all?
I would say, yeah, absolutely.
It is the loudest
If
boom.
you're not intending to hide your like,
It's like a staticky sonic boom.
Yeah.
And it's you heard a small one, then it's a bigger one, and then this is the biggest one you've heard so far.
Yeah.
It's this like staticky, crackly sonic boom.
almost like white noise over the radio into a poof.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so,
And my
the bag of those.
my tendrils, my antennae will kind of glow as I attempt to whatever power I sense there.
Everybody relax. Everybody relax. That's some good thinking there, Glup. And you making sure you're charged up.
I thought we were trying to keep this quiet.
Well,
Falucha.
exactly right. We're far enough away. It's just a little bit of extra oomph for our Glup friend here.
Where the hell did you say you found these guys again?
Well, it came highly recommended by Graf, and
The Lidra Halani Graf?
I didn't have a lot of options, all right? And look, I mean, he's tracing, and he's just charging up. What exactly is he charging?
He's charging his mental abilities. If we come up, if we come up against a great threat, or we need to bind somebody and make sure they don't get away in time, well, that's why we keep Glup around. Besides, he's such a good conversationalist.
Look, Araka. Everything I've heard is that Esper's coming real handy, all right? So, I have faith in Glup's abilities, even if they work in mysterious ways.
As do I. You hired us for a specific purpose. Let us do our job.
We should let them do
Jakara.
I agree. Let us proceed.
And you do so. You continue along the path, finding footholds. Some sections of the trek are much easier than others. Some involve having to kind of shuffle over rock, absolutely. Until you approach and you start to you break out into this slight clearing as the ground begins to stabilize a bit as it opens up and the flowers pull back, and in front of you you see a defunct drone factory. Looks like almost it was mid construction, or they were potentially adding on to it, looking to expand the area and its scope of impact. There's construction equipment, construction drones scattered throughout the front and more so off to the side. As you look directly at this thing, the left of it is kind of this extension that looks almost like it wraps around towards the back. There's construction fixed there as this looming warehouse-style building as you come upon. And it looks, you don't necessarily see signs of activity or life as you begin to kind of scope it out from almost your ridge line.
Well, my scanner tells me that it's right up through that way. If the signals are quadrangulating correctly, I think that we'll find our hacksaw therein. That is essential, that we do not allow him to detect our presence. So, follow me. I'm gonna look and see if I can find what I think to be the best point of entry where we would be able to sneak up or down or through to find any kind of attack point where there might be the most concealment.
There's kind of like a scattering of defunct drones as you move towards the front of this factory. You think maybe off to the side, maybe you could try the section that wasn't constructed yet, but you don't know kind of exactly what pitfalls might be over there. It's not fully built. It might not even connect. Right at the front, there are doors that look like would swing open, would slide open as doubles have closed. And you think that you can make a pretty stealthy approach through some of this debris and like old drones as you move towards it. And as you look around, you don't immediately see what feels like like security cameras or anything that would necessarily be alerting someone to your presence. You get the sense that you might be able to walk through the front door.
Well, it's no fortress. I think we still stay down, but just try not to make any noise, all right?
Jakara. I'm gonna try my best. I got a lot of equipment. Kakra dodongo night.
I think we just walk in right through the front door, wouldn't you agree?
No, I think all of this rock dodongonite. Kali Shabul.
He doesn't know Dodongonite from dynamite.
Well, you said the word. I was trying to parse what the fuck he's saying.
Say it again. Your accent's coming real thick.
Kalivala dodongonite.
What are you trying to say?
Well, so you as you approach,
That was the one rule we had.
That's the one rule.
It's up to you.
I'll add that as we approach and even as you were trekking here in these kind of rocky outcroppings, you'd notice almost like if you've ever kind of like walked through a cave, how cave walls can be very like solid rock, but every now and again there can be patches of like mineral that break through, and you can see, you touch, it feels very different, it looks very different. In certain sections of those outcroppings, as you were moving, you saw almost this solid, sheer, speckled orange mineral as you are coming along. And in some of the construction drones, actually, Rett, roll a... Well, no, Quibbly, you roll an investigation check. You're at the front. You're
Well, that's gonna be a 23.
Damn.
okay.
Pretty good.
With a 23, this is not your specialty, but what you can see as you move up is there are these strange, almost like pylon cells input to some of these construction drones that look to be long out of power, but otherwise kind of shone with a very similar orange brilliance. Or you might imagine if they had been powered up, they would have.
What's he saying?
He's saying that it's unprocessed, unrefined dolomite, dodenite ore.
Dodongonite.
Dodongonite?
That's what he's saying.
Why are you saying dodongonite?
Obrasaki!
Well, yeah, I don't think that it's going to be reactive in its current state, so you can use your weapons as you need to.
Well, I'll plan it. Remember, eat this feller alive. And I like pointing at your gun, like.
Oh yeah, no,
Uber Nabu.
that's essential. Absolutely.
Nabu Clunky. What did you just call me? Nabu Clunky.
He says that you're very brave. Brave?
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, stupid.
Rovi Malasta! Look here, Glub. I may be a lot of fucking things, but stupid, I fucking guarantee you ain't one of them. Lechara Noah. All right.
You watch your ass.
Cheng Sui so down. I'm sensing a little tension here, all right?
Yeah.
We need to focus on our mark. Haruku.
We're just here at the entrance. Let's get inside and see if we can find out if he's even here.
All right.
Have we spotted any kind of entry point yet?
Just the doors.
Okay, so there are those sliding doors. Okay, all right.
Calm down, Glub. You always get like this after you consume psionic energy.
Down my nose.
Just let me do the talking, all right?
Oh dear God.
I lead the way. I know that I haven't spied any sort of surveillance or anything, but I'm still going to try and find the path of least resistance to what appears to be the front entrance.
You do so. You are able to guide the party, maneuvering through, kind of like retaining cover as you maneuver and you approach the factory, and you get roll a group stealth check to see how you do, because you might be totally boned.
Hot damn, these bean dice are fire. 21.
Doing all right. I'm having some good rolls here. 18.
18, 21.
I'm disadvantaged, but I rolled a 17 and an 18.
Nice.
So that's, I think just a 17 straight.
Damn.
I got a 6.
18.
Yeah, 18. So we got 18s. Nice.
I got a 6.
With a loud
boy.
belch.
So you're approaching very stealthily. Look,
the group average.
Glub is standing straight up,
average goes
scanning
up.
around
We're okay.
for mental energies, looking for anything to crush.
Glub, be quiet. You can't do that.
But still, somehow, with your comforting phrasing, he quiets down. You navigate through these piles of almost like scrap metal, as well as defunct drones here and there. Shifted sections of rock as they were clearing out the front of the factory. There's piles all over the place as you make your way, and you're able to you pass one relatively large, looks like maybe excavator kind of drone, as it had been moving sheets and sections of rock to clear the path towards this door, and you shuffle past it easily as you find yourself faced now with the door to the factory.
We're right here.
Come on, it's clear.
You turn around, we're all standing behind you. What the fuck?
Sorry, it's hard to see around my hat. Did I tell you it's a mushroom cap?
Do Slimo.
Do Slimo? Well, if you think you can knock it down.
Does it look like I'd be able to get in anyway, or?
I think you roll a investigation check at the door.
I would definitely look to Rett, as this is something that he's done dozens and dozens of times.
Yeah.
Especially if I thought even for a second that this guy was gonna blow the fucking doors off the hinges, right? Like, I'd be like...
12.
A 12?
Yep.
So you're looking at the door, and immediately in front of it, there's no extremely obvious like handle or movement or anything that you think you could just like grab and open. There's no paneling you think to even try and interface with, anything like that. But there, off to the side, you see a little bit of like there's almost like these routing lines that come off the door that lead to kind of like a box just off the side, cut into the side of the warehouse.
Well, here's something. Let me take a look here.
Yeah,
All right.
don't do anything rash, all right? Rett's our tech guy. He's done this hundreds of
Give
times.
me a goddamn second.
Well, yeah, go on.
I'll go to the box, and if there's like a panel on the front, I'll pull it off and see what I'm looking at.
You pull the panel off, and you see similar kind of like cores that Quibbly has seen throughout the mechanics, and there's a core that's ajar out of its stationing in this panel that looks like maybe if you were to readjust it, you might be able to realign power flow.
All right, I can work with this. It's gonna be tough. I think it might be one of those like 2 mini games where the fluid comes and I have to build the path to the other end. It's just,
Oh, I love those kinds of
just
things.
stand back, because if I fuck this up, I'll probably take some damage. A little bit of explosion, and I might alert some alarm bells. Gaga indigo.
Open your mind.
You feel a familiar resonance.
Open your mind, Rett.
All right, this is the
Reminiscent-
good one, not the bad one, right?
of the evening just before.
His finger moves to Rett's heart.
The wet slooping, the wet slooping of
My
Glump's
finger
finger
glows. My S3 antennae glow as I will help give you a little bit of psionic boost as I cast guidance.
All right.
As I begin to see you get to work,
And I'll back up with...
yeah, I will turn to you guys. I'm closer to you guys than Rett is.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
closer to Rett than you guys are,
Yeah,
but I'm still away. I turn to them and I say, he's gonna have this thing open in a matter of seconds.
I go to town.
You go to town.
Try my best.
And once again, you are an exceptional engineer, and because of that, I'll actually have you roll an engineering check.
I don't have my because we're not level 3 now. So that is just a still 22. Not bad.
22. Wow. With a 22, you look at this, and very quickly, you look at the routing, the engineering of this is clear to you. You fix broken components, you realign routes as you're in your final moment. You are able to kind of like take the core out, setting, fix the back, everything. It looks pristine as you go to insert the energy cell. This kind of like faint orange energy cell. But you've never worked with the Donganite before.
No, I haven't.
You're unfamiliar with exactly how unstable it is as a power.
Positive to negative, I think.
And as you
No, it's the nub on that side.
as you go to insert it, I will have you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit!
Can guidance? Can I choose which I use it for? Oh, that's not saving throws, right? It's just
No,
checks.
it's just ability checks.
That's pretty good.
Dexterity saving throw. It may not be enough. 15. No, 16.
With a 16, there's a moment you feel incredibly successful. You slowly are placing this energy core. The sense of pride, almost of like, once again another problem solved.
Indigo, you mad leg.
You insert this orange
Famous
glowing
last
battery,
words.
and for a moment, the crackling of energy, so familiar, it starts to kind of like move through these lines. The familiar kind of like hair raising sense of the power of the movement of power, as it looks to be incredibly successful. And then in its journey, almost reaching the door, it falters. And the energy starts to warble and crackle as you realize what's about to happen, and you react just quick enough that you avoid this exploding directly in front of your face. But the energy core bursts and crackles as you're thrown back. The panel explodes in this kind of chaotic, arcing orange, almost lightning-esque explosion, and beams, but arcing energy forms are shooting out in multiple directions. And one shoots directly behind you, behind the group of you, and strikes.
Are you okay?
Rett, are you all right?
Yeah, I think I'm fine.
Did we alert anyone?
Hakupa!
I don't know.
It's in that moment that you start to hear something.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm looking around.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I think we're all just. I'm checking on Rett, but we're all.
I'm
also-
immediately
energy.
got my gun on my hip. I'm looking around, trying to get a sense of if there's been any sound or detection.
You all
That's
start
all four
looking
arms out.
around, and you start to get the sense of like, is anybody looking at us? Did we get alerted to anything like coming towards us? And then you realize that one of the energy beams had been drawn to almost like a lightning rod had been drawn to the battery core of the excavator drone that you had just passed at the doorway, as it starts to rumble and crackle and shift and shake. You can hear the metal kind of like gearing and whirring as it starts to come to life.
Something works.
The clang of metal and the squeal of its components as it starts to move.
Ah, shit.
And it leans up on these massive dark treads, stained with dirt as it runs around. As it has previously moved around, its shovel arm almost broken from the level of work it had accomplished in almost another life. The drill spins and comes to life and starts its own crackling and sparking as this massive drone comes back online. And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Let's
fucking
go.
As you turn, you hear the mechanical whirring of this as it begins to come back online. It's a giant scoop plow arm on one hand and a laser drill as these four kind of lasers strike out, forming a point on the other hand. One used to break up the ground, the other used to move it. As this thing turns and extends and sits up and is looking down at you all like you are the next section of ground to move. Quibbly.
Well, shit. I'm going to.
very funny.
Thank you. I see that there are these
Fucking melee.
piles of rubble.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get ripped in two.
Yes, those are piles of
need a
like
tank.
debris of rubble that you can use to whatever that are existent upon the field.
Take cover! Glup! Get him! I'm gonna run over here and I'm going to attempt to enjoy half cover if I can. I'm a small dude.
I think
I'm
you
shorter
can-
than Rett.
You can absolutely
You're
enjoy
small
half cover.
size.
Yeah. And so I'm going to do that. As I run, I reach up and touch my bracelet, and I sort of point with my gun, and a laser scanner hits him, and I mark my target. I'm casting Hunter's Mark, and I will make an attack from here. I think I can only make one. Let me just double check. I'm sure that that's the case. I'm only level 3, so yes. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark, and having marked him, I will shoot. I didn't roll very well, though. Hold on. 7 plus... plus 9? God bless me. 16 to hit?
16 hits.
16 hits. All right.
So you draw down on this robot that's come back online, ready to take you out like the garbage it thinks you are, and you fire away with your blaster revolver.
6 points of laser damage and 3 points of force damage. I guess it would all be force, depending on how
Radiant damage is like
Radiant. Okay, radiant damage and then force damage if it matters. And I'll yell out, "Spread out! Let's surround him!"
And you do that. And the blast from your revolver fires out and lands directly on the outer hull shell of this robot and lands a solid attack. Glup.
I'm going to step forward here. My robe is billowing as I am walking towards the thing. I don't get right up in front of it, but my collar, my metal collar will and fall off onto the ground. As immediately my head will kind of start to pulse a little bit as I go as crackling psionic energy like lightning will pulse out as I'll then pull one of my arms to my forehead, another arm to my forehead, and then my 2 lower arms will extend as a psionic lightning bursts out. Unlimited power! I scream as I
He said unlimited
shock
power.
this thing. I need to make a ranged spell attack. Oh God.
Oh no.
Hold on. 14.
14 misses.
Oh no.
14
Glancing
misses.
blow.
But man, was that a cold blow. As you move forward, the billowing of your cloak, you don't even feel the wind, but as the energies draw around you, as your 2 top hands go to your temples, go to your forehead, as you draw this conduit of mental energy, and you blast it out as this crackling, explosive energy lurches forward. The robot in a movement, having reeled just from the shot, your blast hits it just on the side and glances off. Pike.
I actually use the advancement of Glup to use this opportunity to get in close. I use my full 40 feet of movement to get right into the face of this thing. So as this blast that is coming out from Glup kind of ricochets off the outer shell of this thing, right behind it I'm coming in, and with a jump, I'm gonna attempt to kick this thing.
Oh, and lightning is still crackling around my head.
Is it like lightning? Mental lightning.
It's still technically lightning damage. I'm casting Witch Bolt mechanically.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I see
love
it.
that.
I see it.
I got a natural 20. It's very important to realize though, as I jump and make contact with my leg, you just hear the sound of like metal boot on metal.
Yeah.
It's just a solid blow.
You have this almost flashback to the training dummy in your room as you leap up in the air, and it's this montage scene of you just getting better and better and better as you're regaining your expertise. As you leap up and you spin, and your boot clangs metal against the side of this robot, and I would say with the force of the blow, you see almost like a slight dent in the side. This is the thing, it's in disrepair. It hasn't been used in decades, possibly centuries. It's got rust creeping up on the sides, and you can feel it give as you strike into it.
That is being 2d6 plus 5. So I rolled 7 plus 6 is 13 points of damage, bludgeoning damage. And then as I land,
13 points of bludgeoning damage?
yeah, there's a bit of a smirk on my face as I kind of feel like I'm settling into this, but I'm still also trying to read my opponent. So I'm gonna spend 1 focus point to use a focused patient defense, and as a bonus action, I can disengage and take the dodge action. As I kind of take a defensive moment to like square up with this thing and see what it does, and that's my whole turn.
Oh, cool.
Back up at all.
Yeah, I would back up just 5 feet though, because I still want to be in its face, like drawing it, but I'm ready to then basically defend.
Yeah, okay, cool. Rett, to you.
God, the fucking Avil engineers are lunatics! And I get myself up off the ground, and I'll grab my grav cannon, and the singularity will roll and start to grow in power as I go, and I shoot off. Just a regular old grav gun blast. That might hit. I don't know. Boom. 15.
15 hits. 15
Nice.
is the AC,
That's the AC
so
that
that
we
is
just learned.
that has been revealed.
Boom. That is a
They're hard to read.
very hard. 4 plus 6 is 10 points of force
I mean,
damage.
that's huge.
As this dark energy orb flies out of your cannon as you fire out this blast, it connects centrally with this machine of at one time building, and it explodes. It bursts across its front, and as it does that, you'll see its treads start to rumble as it takes a stance, and it drops its scoop hand in front of it, almost like it's leaning forward.
That's right.
And it arcs its drill arm as it spins just above it, and it charges forward. And it's going to dash forward in a perfect line. 40 feet. Or just basically up until it gets
It
there.
gets right here.
Okay. Now, everyone who had just moved through...
Give me dex, baby. I have advantage on dex saving throws.
Dex saving throw.
Yes! I have advantage because I took the dodge action.
Hey!
I get a 5.
I fail horribly.
Oh my gosh.
I got a 21.
Okay, you pass.
Damn. I was really hoping to like try to soft tank this thing for a bit, and immediately was like, "Fuck you guys!"
Well,
and
unfortunately-
ran us over.
You're gonna have to hard tank it. I'm sorry to
If
tell you.
if you failed, you take 18 points of damage.
Whoa!
And have the prone condition. If you succeeded, you take half of that,
Oh my
and
gosh.
you are knocked to the next unoccupied
So
space. So I'd
this-
say,
Sorry, continue.
just exactly what you did. Well, anyone who failed is in the same
Okay.
spot. They're just
Okay.
prone. You will get knocked back just to the next unoccupied space, which can just be to that side. Is totally fine.
So, this feature includes being knocked prone.
Yes.
Well, as an Aetheron, I use my Etheric Lock feature name's still whip. Feature where I have advantage on ability checks and saving throws I make to avoid or end the prone condition, or avoid being forcibly moved. So I'm gonna roll again.
Oh, I love that.
I probably still fail.
It's gonna be close. Oh.
Oh,
Good feature.
Let's try to use
Yeah.
yeah. You feel like you're
biologic density.
your
love
graviton like engine kicks in and your biological density, and though you're pushed prone, you feel this kind of grip to kind of keep your stance, but it still is able to knock you down as this charging, almost bull-like maneuver rolls over everybody. 18 for a failure, 9 for a success. And everyone is where they should be.
I maintain concentration on Witch Bolt.
Oh.
So lightning is still crackling from my head as it's like surging and pulsing.
This
Crackling
pulsating,
between my antennae.
your
how different it
mind is pulsating as the energy continues to swirl around you in these arcs. Quigley.
Damn it, Glup! Finish him! Stop toying around! I absolutely destroy it with a 26. I hunker down and this time I aim real slow and I fire and I look for one of its weak spots. I am rolling like garbage when it comes to damage. I'm going to deal 7 points of radiant damage and 4 points of force damage as I manage to hit one of its control panels.
I'm sorry, say that damage again, I'm sorry.
No problem. It's 7 points of radiant and 4 points of force.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. You do so. You fire off another expert shot. Boom, as the blast, as the beam launches straight and hits a control panel on this figure in front of you. Glup.
I had forgotten to use when I was powering up. I'm using the ability Innate Sorcery, which is new 2024. It's really cool for 1 minute. My spell save DC is increased by 1, and I have advantage on all attack rolls for sorcerer spells.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Damn!
maintaining game save, so that was me kind of unleashing in my...
Yeah.
Sorcerers now basically have a rage.
It's very cool.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
extremely cool.
Wait, that's all sorcerers?
All
Yeah,
sorcerers.
So now I've always wanted to play a sorcerer and a barbarian. Now I need to play both. Now I need to play both.
Very,
Holy
very good.
shit, I fucking love that.
I'm gonna stand back up using half my movement, as I will then crackle lightning, and from my head another bolt with my witch bolt. That's my bonus action. Oh wait, yes, so yeah, that was my my bonus action.
Your top 2 arms move to your forehead as you lay on the ground to conduct this mental lightning, as your bottom 2 arms push you up and you move back to your feet, immediately looking to launch on the counterattack.
That will be a 21 to hit.
Oh god. 21 does hit.
That will
Huge.
What's happening?
I am going to use my my Esper feature, Volatile Mind, to expend 1 sorcery point and overcharge this damage and add on 4 extra damage to that. So that'll be 11 plus 15 points of lightning damage as my bonus action.
The lightning damage.
Of lightning damage, yeah.
Oh god, hang on, I have to look something up.
What did I do? If it like starts marking and killing us.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
Now, are
my
we sure
God,
this ain't
oh my
a shambling mound?
How much was it again? I'm sorry.
15.
15 damage.
15.
That's a good amount of damage.
We actually all kind of hit like trucks.
If one of us could only roll the proper damage rolls. I would 2, 3, 2, 3.
How would you like to do this?
Oh!
No way!
I mean, we beat the piss out of this thing.
Continue.
Oh god, oh no. Oh no.
I would like it to... As I scream, as my head surges and pulses with this chaotic, as it's also this... As lightning crackles out with a massive psionic explosion. I'm imagining my... if anyone who's read the Watchmen comic, of the Psychic Space Squid, that is how I'm imagining my magic of this crackling psionic lightning and energy that would just, the lightning would infuse it, go within it, and then that would be the center point of a massive psychic explosion that would basically burst this thing from the inside out.
this beam fires from your hands as you conduct this energy through your body. It fires out, and almost in the blink of an instant, looks like somewhere about halfway, it almost pauses until it looks like it erupts with an even heavier force. This pinpoint beam strikes the heart of this excavator robot, and for a moment, there's quiet until this mental energy just explodes it, and shrapnel flies in all directions. And I'll say for the force of the blast, on Rett, go ahead and just make another dex save.
Oh no. Oh, and I'm prone. Am I disadvantaged on those?
I believe so.
Oh gosh.
Maybe not. No.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
No. It's like you can roll away.
You keep your
right?
head down.
Oh,
Beautiful.
easy.
I'm not disadvantaged.
No,
right?
you're not.
No, you're good.
20.
20. Okay. This right next to it, you're on the ground. You see this arcing, terrible power come up and just incinerate this robot, striking at its metallic core. It finds the perfect spot as this thing starts to explode, and it mixes with the kind of the orange power core of the Dodongonite battery that operates it on its back. And it mixing together, it creates this terrible. Glup, what color does your energy show up in? Would you say?
Like a teal, like a.
Yeah, I think like a crackling aqua. I think.
Like a crackling aqua. This crackling aqua lightning mixing with this neon orange as they almost like swirl and spiral as they crackle together and explode, and all sorts of shrapnel flies out. And with a 22, I'll say you take 2 points of damage as you're able to shrug off a lot of this blast as it
Is
just
that fire
blankets.
damage, or is it? What kind of damage does the Dodongonite?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say like 5. I would say maybe like, what did I say? 2 damage?
Yeah.
I would say 1 fire, 1 physical, just from like the actual bludgeoning
bludgeoning.
from
Yeah,
the
bludgeoning's
actual shrapnel hitting you. Is
Well,
fire
Gad
relevant?
Zooks, Bondo!
If this thing looks like, I would immediately run to Rett and be like,
Yeah.
make sure that he's okay. And I would try to offer my hand up to both arms to like pick you up, hoist to your feet. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. God, I fucked that up, didn't I?
How you doing, Cluppy?
That's
you
my
took a
bad.
real hard hit.
Sulustumbara.
I mean, yeah, it's like a tin can.
I'll reach down and I'll pick up my collar and I'll put it back around my neck as if my head will my tentacle, my antennae will stop
You're all
glowing
right.
and
You're
my
all
head will
right.
stop like pulsing.
You're right.
It kind of centers you almost as you put the collar back on. Your energies that were chaotic and arcing and wrapping around you, the collar seems to bring them back into control as there's a clear settling of you as you move back to a more comfortable
you
state
need
of
any
being.
medicine?
Shiliro dear.
I can see that. Hold on. I'll take out a stim pack and I'll shake it. It rattles for a moment, and then I crack it like a glow stick before pushing it in. You will heal.
Maquito.
I know it hurts. That's gonna be 9. These roll terribly. This D20 is fire.
I will take 9. I will
9.
take 9.
Yeah, I'm giving you 9.
That's a good amount.
It's not bad. It's really good. At this level,
Nine's
it's
a
very
great
good. At this level.
I rolled
I'm
2
all
D8.
right.
I tried to stand in front of it, but it just bowled us over.
Yeah, I mean, look at the fucking size of that thing. I mean, those mad engineers at Ivo are fucking. I mean, the fact that they were even toying about using this stuff to power drones. I mean, maybe that's why they shut the whole fucking thing down.
Now, Rett, you need to be more careful. Your overconfidence almost blew the whole job.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I work with ether on a daily fucking basis, but that's generally a liquid or a gas, depending on how I tune it. This shit's a solid.
If only you thought of that right before you decided to blow up that panel.
I didn't decide to blow up the panel. It was a goddamn fucking accident.
Just think before you act, understand?
I'll be careful next time.
All right. Now, I don't know if that actually helped us approach the situation. Do you know
Still
if you
the fucking door, and we're no fucking closer to the Axor.
I would take a look at the door and see if it budged at all. Or is it still sealed shut?
I would say that the force of the explosion that was relatively close to the door has definitely like visibly dented it.
But it's not open.
It's not like
Rett
blasted off or swung open.
And what Rett tried to do didn't work.
Correct.
Okay.
You get a sense like, hey, maybe something along those lines could
Just
have
checking.
worked out, but due to the unstable nature. And Rett, roll a quick history check for me, if you would.
24.
24. Goodness gracious. You now have a better sense of kind of like the full situation of building and engineering that this kind of construct took, and even this whole area, and you get a clear sense of why this place may have been abandoned, as opposed to any of this like tech moved or salvaged even, and with just how unstable this is to deal with, especially at this point. You get the sense that it would have been far more costly or even dangerous to send anything out here to try and collect or preserve any of this, so they just abandoned it.
Look, in my defense, I think this shit's so fucking dangerous that's why they just left it. I mean, it wasn't even worth it. How do you transport this shit?
I'm no engineer. I wouldn't be able to say one way or the other.
Well, let's hope it's out here and not in there. I have a feeling like that won't be the case.
I have the same feeling. Now, maybe we got lucky. You're pretty strong. Can you try forcing the door?
That's not really my thing.
Well, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm 1/3 of the size of you.
What about him?
Chili Kalumi.
If you want him to make some sound, I mean, he could probably...
I think we're past that stage.
Batu Bagona.
Look, I have a feeling like Haxor knows we're fucking coming, so we might as well get the fuck in there if you catch my fucking meaning.
You're probably right. Guppy?
I'll step forward as I
Cloak billowing.
Yeah,
behind
billowing.
You.
Obviously.
As once again, the
before
camera
everybody
angle.
out.
Does it even need to be said?
The camera angle is
I'd take a
beneath
few
as it
steps
shoots
back.
up. The looming warehouse in front of you. Your electric powers begins to crackle.
When you see me ironically holding my hat onto my head, you know that
Yeah, we take a few steps back.
The brim of your entire head starts to shake and quiver in the presence of such power.
as once again, and in like a delayed, massive kinetic explosion, mechanically I'm casting Shatter on it.
Yeah.
But using my Esper powers, I am centralizing the largest kinetic explosion you've seen yet, or psychic explosion.
Stuck
that
with the
you've seen
screeching for
yet.
30 episodes.
I'm very thrilled about this. As I blast and as I attempt to just blast the door in with my psychic powers.
Roll.
damage, right?
Shatter is damage, or is that a dex
so
save?
it is a
or-
saving throw.
Okay. Well, it's a door. It fails.
Oh, it fails. It
Yeah.
fails. And so this is.
We'll say you walk back up, cloak billowing in the wind, as you once again your hands kind of focus around your head, your lower two arms push forward, and you see almost this what feels like slow moving energy vibrations come off of Glup as it cracks once, boom, and continues to move a little slow, cracks a second time, boom, and then rockets at the door and blasts it and does, I hope, more than 2 damage.
Oh, 25.
Yeah, doesn't do
It
like
hits
double
the
damage
door,
to things that
then-
are like.
Jesus.
It
Well,
absolutely
thunder
goes ham.
So I roll extremely well on
Did
my...
you roll 25? Because I think Shatter actually does do double damage.
thought it was
No,
extra damage
If
to
it's a
things.
creature that's made of inorganic material, the save is disadvantaged.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's pretend the door is
That's
alive.
legacy. That's legacy. Let me double check the new
It's the
one.
same. It's the same.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
A non-magical object... Oh, wait, hold on. A construct has disadvantage on the save.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay,
Same
so
So like,
well, it's not even a
he
construct.
would have had
It's
the,
it's a door.
Oh, you
yeah.
could have fucked up.
Oh wow! Well, what's funny, and I'll say it. Never mind. I'll say it on the break.
Oh.
the idea is that objects can take full damage
Yeah.
from it, which is
Okay.
Yeah.
thing.
So I... that's 25 thunder damage.
God, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's
I rolled
insane.
extremely... 3d8.
Yeah.
That's a lot of eights.
Oh,
That's crazy.
That's a lot of eights. You blast the doors clean off the hinges as this all like psychic, just brute force. The doors crack inwards, and you hear them clatter and shatter, and you can hear the movement of metal within the room behind you as they blast forward. You're met with the dark entrance of an unlit entryway to the warehouse. Should you choose to enter,
The wind of this has like pushed my hair back. I kind of like I don't really flinch too much. I kind of like blink the dust out of my eyes. I reach to my back pocket. I actually reach into my jacket pocket to pull out a cigarette, and I go to light it, and then I think, I better not. And I tuck the cigarette back into my pocket as I just kind of look to Rett and wait to see who moves first.
We don't have enough. If Axor didn't know we were already here from the drone, he knows us now. We gotta move. We gotta move quick.
You better fucking trace him then. Where the fuck is he?
I'm tracing. I start tracing.
you move forward into the doorway. You just begin to enter the darkness. Your eyes roll an investigation check for me.
My favorite part was
I'll keep
when
that.
Woodley Jones said
21.
it's tracing time and started tracing all over the place.
I'm tracing all over the place.
With a 21, you're the first to see it as almost this. The blast, not only was it concussive, it blew up this smoke of rust and dust that's accumulated just over time.
Wow.
And as you start to move forward, you look, you try and get a handle on what's in this room until you realize that in the smoke in front of you is this gargantuan dark silhouette. Your eyes go up and up and up, and about 10 feet tall, the menacing visage looks down upon you as you hear the words, "This is the secret lair of Haxor. Interlopers shall meet their doom." And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh!
What in the hell?
Let's fucking go!
Holy shit, he's real and Rett was right.
Rett wasn't blowing smoke up my ass!
I pull a single note out of my pocket and I hand it to Rett.
That's fucking funny.